So lying down in any way that feels right for you. And if you've got agitated energy or stressed energy or fidgety energy and you want to move that, then feel free. And if not, then just finding some stillness and letting the ground hold you. You might become aware of the parts of the body that are touching the floor and just let yourself get heavy. For those of you that are feeling heavy, can you not fight that heaviness and just let yourself be heavy? Can you let any version of supporting the body go and just release for a moment? Can we meet ourselves in the heaviness, in the sluggishness, in the tiredness? Can we let go of resistance in any way at all? And if your breath also just wants to do its thing and surrender, then I invite you just to let your breath breathe you. But if inviting some deeper, slower, smoother breaths feels like it might serve you, then you can play with that. Maybe breathing in and out with the mouth closed, tongue resting on the roof of the mouth. Maybe seeing if you can fill the lungs wide and broad. Maybe you can feel the lungs moving against the floor and the back. And just letting that feeling of breath rising and falling in the belly and the chest become your focus, your anchor. Away and towards, away and towards. The breath comes in, the breath comes out. And you simplify it down just to away and towards. And your mind might chatter. Can you focus back to the breath and then away and towards? If the body wants to move while you're doing that, then of course it should and it can and it will. And if stillness is helpful, then you stay there. And perhaps you might see if the breath can increase on the inhale and increase on the exhale. Can the breath get more smooth, more soft, more deep? Not forcing, just allowing a little bit more space. If stillness is what you need, I invite you to stay there, but if you'd like to start moving, you might bring your knees in towards your chest. You might make circles with your knees, massaging the back into the ground. Feeling the movement and letting the movement start to be your focus. Maybe you rock from left to right, massaging the whole of your back against the floor. See if you can move as intuitively and as naturally as you can, just so you're not trying to imitate anything other than the way your body wants to move. Invitation to explore releasing the hips a little bit by drawing circles or ovals on the ceiling with your heels. Seeing if the hips feel like they want to open and move in that way. Once you've gone in the way that feels most natural, see if you can go in the other way. It can feel a little bit more clunky, but sometimes it's really useful to work in that direction, unraveling some of the habits that we hold in our hips, tension, tightness. You could, if you want, also take a sighing breath out through the mouth, releasing the throat, releasing the jaw as a way to soften and release into the hips.
have your hands on your belly or your chest, or you might take your hands up above your head. You might hold your elbows, or you might just let the hands rest. This is your yoga, and if you're not sure, just keep trying things until you find somewhere that feels settled. As you're starting to move, you're still focusing on the breath. You're still allowing the breath to serve you, to nurture you, to support you. How can you use this space to be with yourself, to connect to yourself in order to support yourself? Good. We're going to draw the right knee in. I'm going to give you an option actually. If you want an extra deep stretch, you might want to block into your lower back. We're going to stretch the psoas muscle. So either taking a block or not, depending. And then drawing the right knee in and pointing the left leg away. For me, I naturally then want to sort of rub into the left hip flexor, place in front of the hip here, and just let that muscle know that it can soften and it can release, a little bit of touch, a little bit of heat, a little bit of self-massage. Good. And you can decide how much heat you create there by whether you point the toes and really stretch that leg away, or whether you let the knee be quite soft. And you might, each time you exhale, gently draw the knee in towards you a little bit more. You might even pull your belly button in a little bit. Maybe you're working with the breath, just gently pulse that right knee in. And feel the stretch in the left hip. Once you've done that on one side, swapping over to the other. Right leg reaching towards the candles, left knee drawing in towards your shoulder. Letting any sighs, any sounds go as the body gives, as the body softens. Good, and then coming back, if you've got the block there, you might take it out. We're going to use the strap that Dalina kindly gave us all. We're going to put that on our feet and send the feet up towards the ceiling. Now you can do it 1 foot at a time. In fact, let's all do it 1 foot at a time. It's actually nice to do it 1 foot at a time. So let's take the right foot into the strap. And just as we did when we surrendered the body to the floor there, you really can just surrender that leg up there. I've wrapped the strap around my hands and I'm pulling the strap down towards the ground. And then the leg really doesn't have to do anything. If you want a little bit more fire, you can pull your toes towards your face and push your heel up. For me, that creates a lot of stretch. But it might be that that's not what you want. You might want the more relaxed, more surrendered position. And just noticing, is the tension right up in the bum? Is it through the lower back? Is it in the back of the hamstring or the back of the knee, maybe even in the calf? Maybe you can feel the whole back line. Do you want to point and flex the toes? Do you want to stretch? Do you want to be still? Just let your body guide you. Don't wait for me to tell you, let your body guide you. Listening to the softening that the muscle might be able to do as you stay there. Good, and then if you take both straps into your left hand, you're going to just take your foot into the center a little bit. For me, that then fires up the outside line of the leg. You don't have to go very far to feel it. You might get some shaking or some trembling. Breathe into that stretch. We're not forcing. Good, and then taking the strap into your right hand, try taking the leg out to the right a little bit. I'm taking the foot back as well as over, so I feel into the stretch right down my leg. Good. And then folding your knee in so you can get the strap off your foot. And maybe just giving that hip a little bit of love. Circling, softening. Sending the left leg up now. Noticing whether that feels different or the same. Wrapping the strap around the hands so that you can really let go. Using the sensation of the stretch to be in the body, to be present, to be connected. Can you let focus be right here in the room? Each time you notice that your mind chatters, plans, analyzes, ruminates, worries, turn down the volume and bring your focus to the sensation of the strap on the foot, the stretch on the leg. And you simplify things just for a little while. Swapping the straps into the right hand as you gently guide the foot in towards the midline, just until you feel a little bit more of a stretch on the outside line. The hamstring has these 3 different sections. So when we come into the center like this, we're working into that outside edge. And then out in the other direction, swapping to the left hand side. Breathing into it. Notice if your response is to kind of contract against the stretch or to fight it, and see if instead you can soften into it, melt into it, use your breath to guide you into it. Good, bending that knee, letting your strap come down, and again a few gentle circles into that hip. Nice, we're going to take a twist on the backs here, so you can choose, we'll all go to the left hand side to start with. You can choose whether you have both knees in towards the chest and then rolling them over. That's a little bit more gentle on the spine. And you can choose to unfold your arms so they're in line with your shoulders, or it might feel good to have them over your head. If you want a deeper twist in your spine, you might straighten your left leg and take the right knee over.
Can you ask yourself if it's possible to get your knee on the ground and your shoulder on the ground? And if that's not possible, that's fine. But you're looking for the energy to move in both directions. Yeah, perfect way. Some people might want to stay moving. Some people might want to stay in stillness. Where's your breath as you find yourself in this twist? Can you anchor yourself to the sensation of the twist or the breath? Can you choose to be in the body, in the present, in the moment? Inhaling, drawing your knees in towards the center, and exhaling, supporting them over to the other side. If you're sluggish, if you're tired, if you're heavy, let yourself be that in the pose. Each time you find yourself in a new position, how can you support yourself here more? How can you be more grounded, more steady, more present, more nurturing? How can you breathe yourself into a place of connection? Inhaling
drawing your knees down and pressing your feet up might allow you to press your tailbone down towards the candles a little more. And you breathe slow and steady, softening, opening, rocking, rolling, moving in any way that feels good for you. And I meet myself, and I nurture myself, and I soften into connection with myself. Inhaling, coming all the way up into a seated position. Take your time. You might want to sit on a block. I'm going to take the legs in front, taking the strap over the legs. That works for you. If working with the strap feels too intensely and you'd rather not, that's absolutely fine. So we're going to take a forward fold with the strap. And it immediately increases the stretch in the legs and the spine. So if that doesn't feel right for you and actually what you want is a bit more of a flopping position, then that's totally welcome. So you're either working into the forward fold with the strap or without. Just letting yourself be. Each time you find yourself into a position, your only job is to see how can I make this work for myself more. No right or wrong. No way to do it wrong. Just finding the ways that you can adjust it to make it feel most appropriate for you. Softening the forehead and jaw and the breath. Two more breaths if you'd like. Just how soft can you get? Inhale, come all the way up. Maybe bring the soles of the feet together. You might bring your heels in if your hips feel nice and open. You might make a diamond shape if you're feeling tight still. And then again, invitation to move forwards in any way that works for you. Does your spine still want to move? Do you want to totally slump? Do you need support for your head with a brick? How can you find a way to make this position meet you? What can the breath do to support you, to meet you? Two more breaths here, if that feels right for you. Inhale, coming slowly back. Across the legs. Crossing the legs when you feel right, and find another position where you feel relatively comfortable. positions feels especially nice for you, you might choose to stay there for a couple of breaths. You might like to stay up. You might like to stay down. No right or wrong, just let your body choose which place feels good. And take a couple of breaths then. And if staying moving is what you need, then you can do that too. Good. Next time you breathe, coming back into the neutral spine, and we're going to take circles in the hips. So spiraling round. If it feels right, you might connect the breath. Inhaling and exhaling. You've got to repeat it. Good. Once you've gone in one direction, go in the other. Sounds like me getting and then finding your center again. Inhale with the shoulders up. Exhale, drop them down. Maybe the arms want to come right out wide. They also could come just to here if that feels better. So choosing how wide you want to go. And then we're going to take a hug, so crossing the left hand over the right, finding the connection of your hands to your shoulder blades. If you want to go deeper, you can walk your hands in towards each other. And then maybe your head might drop to feel a stretch in the back of the head, back of the neck. And if you'd like to, you might take a figure of 8, infinity symbol with your elbows. So you can get some movement into the thoracic part of the spine, the part of the spine that has the rib cage attached. Like you're taking yourself for a little slow dance. Once you've gone in one direction, go in the other. You find all the edges of that infinity symbol. All the way back to the center. Take your arms as wide as feels good for you. And then right or the left this time, or opposite way, whichever you did. Finding the hug, feeling that connection of your own hands and your own body, and then starting the figures of 8. Unwinding the tension. Softening. Blowing the breath, sighing breath, making sound in the other direction. One more time, releasing the arms and inhaling. If you feel like the chest might also rise, if you don't feel like that, keep your gaze low, that's absolutely fine. We're going to come into the strong L-shaped position, so taking your feet out in front. You might push your fingertips onto the ground and stay strong just for a moment. Feel your legs strong, your spine strong. And then this time we're going to take a straddle position, so have the feet as wide as feels good for you. You might have a block there, so you can lean on it and come forward this way. Find a way to make it restful. Feeling tranquil. back to your back and do a pigeon pose with the right foot over the left thigh. Or you might come forward and do a pigeon pose with the right knee in line with the right wrist. No right or wrong, just know your body. If you don't know your body and you're not sure, then give one try and that's really good, give it the other one a try. So those of you on your backs, you might choose to bring the knee in towards you a little bit. Those of you on your front, choosing how much softening does your body feel it wants to do. Good, softening, easing the jaw and the forehead and the throat, as well as the hip, the thigh and the lower back. What are you ready to let go of? If you're on your back, you're swapping to the other side. If you're on your front, maybe coming into a tabletop to swap. Does your body want to rock left to right a little bit? Do you want to focus on the tension and the stretch in the left buttock and hip, or in the right outstretched leg? Choosing where the focus is most helpful. Resisting the temptation to fall. Just how gentle can you be? Inhale slowly, making your way out of that pose. Those of you on your back, meeting us here on our bellies. We're going to take a Sphinx pose. If Sphinx is not what you need, then feel free to make a pillow for your head. And just lie on your belly. You might bring your toes together. You might rock your pelvis from left to right. Taking a Sphinx pose, choosing how much fire versus how much softness. And the shoulders draw away from the ears, and the collarbones be broad. Whenever you've had enough of that pose and softening back to rest, toes might touch, head might be supported. Noticing now the feeling of the breath against the floor in the front of the body. Just how much can you rest into the holding the floor offers? Another back bend if you would like it. Perhaps bringing the hands off the ground this time. Much more fiery. If that doesn't feel helpful or good, you might bring them down or bring the elbows back. If you want more fire, the legs could also come away. This is your yoga, you decide, let your body decide. 2 more breaths, very well. And soften back to the resting position. pose or a movement or a practice that we haven't done yet that your body is asking you to do, I invite you to take it now. If not, we will make our way into our final resting pose. We'll do a bit of a longer shavasana today.
Start with a breathing practice, and we'll do guided meditation. If you want to keep moving, that's welcome. If you want to stay where you are, that's welcome. If you're on your belly, you'd like a blanket, take it away, or bring one. Yeah, we went all the way through that practice without being child's play. That's something new. It was only been so when you do it, I was like, oh, we can do child's play today. So your favorite, is it? So I'm going to invite you to do a breathing practice if you would like to. We're going to start with the breath, counting in for 3, pausing for 2, counting out for 3, pausing for 2, and we'll slowly get deeper, moving to 4 and 5. If that doesn't feel like what you need, feel free to ignore me and just do your own thing. So feeling the contact of your body on the ground. Starting to notice the breath moving. If you're joining me in the breath practice, you might exhale to begin, breathing in 1, 2, 3, holding 1, 2, breathing 3, 2, 1, holding 1, 2, in 1, 2, 3, hold 1, 2, out 1, 2, 3, 4, hold 1, 2, in 4, 3, 2, 1, hold 1, 2, out 4, 3, 2, 1, hold 1, 2, in 1, 2, 3, 4, hold 1, 2, out 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, out, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Breathing in as deeply as feels comfortable for you. Filling the lungs, holding the breath as long as feels comfortable for you. Letting sigh out. Melting into the ground.
sign the chimes to start to bring you out of your relaxing practice and back into the space. But take your time, no rush, don't force. Slowly, slowly, gently, gently, staying in the softness, staying in the rest. Every time as you come back up into a seated position, we'll take chance of the following 3 seconds. You can join in or you can just listen. Put your hands together into your heart. Finish with checking out. If it feels right for you to bring your hands to your chest and your belly, I invite you to do that. And just noticing what you notice.